Hello there, fellow NPCs. I am Scythe, and today we're getting back into Everlasting Summer, and we are on the One Pioneer story. And we are, of course, as always, Semyon. I did say once that we might be electronic because he was trying to flirt with Senya, but that was wrong of me. No, this is Semyon, and from what I gather, this is one of the really bad Semyons, because he's already talked about how he's been torturing them and stuff like that in previous runs. And now we are going through the motions with him, where he's trying to do whatever it takes to get back to his Senya, or if he's just reminiscing about the time when he could be with Senya. But since he learned that things are just rebooting every now and then, he doesn't really care about anything else. So yeah, we will see how healthy this guy is in the head. And let's see if he can manage to get with Senya or not. Let's go. Oh, here you are. The camp leader was standing behind me. I turned around abruptly and said irritably, "What do you want?" Like always, like I was used to. "What are you dithering here for? Forget that you need to get a signature in the library too?" The camp leader seemed not to pay attention to my words and tone. Not like usual, but like sometime long ago. Right, there was that also. There are new events going on in this run. So he is thinking that maybe, or rather I'm thinking that this is taking place after the Simon from the main game actually left the dream. This is one of the guys that stayed behind. Along with memories of my first appearance in this camp came the long-forgotten images of the local inhabitants. Those I had deemed to be people at the time, not just decorations. It's just... You see, I don't even want to hear it. Get it all signed before dinner. Of course, I was just going to see, then go. Olga Dmitrievna followed me to the door with her eyes, so I didn't even have to choose what to do next. The camp leader helped. The library smelled like a book dust, also old Soviet furniture and a little bit of damp. Senya was sitting and paying no attention to me and seemed to only come to her senses when I closed the door. "Hi again," I started hesitantly. After all, I was used to the certain behavior and communication pattern with the camp's inhabitants, and it was hard to change my ways. And this camp leader didn't let me get ready either. I wish I'd strangled her with her Panama as always. See, this is one of the really bad Semyons. Senya didn't answer, but kept looking at me cautiously. I kinda came to get the checklist signed. "Okay, give it here," she answered unemotionally. I started to fumble in my pockets and then realized, no, there's totally something wrong happening with me. I should have gotten used to everything after all this time, and I'm behaving like a first grader. More specifically, like a first sessioner in the terms of this world. "I think I lost it," I said, making an upset face. "That's too bad," she replied in the same dry and uninterested voice. "I froze in some kind of superposition. If I turn around and leave now, then what?" But at that moment, determination came from who knows where. "Can I ask you a question?" "What question?" "And really, what?" "Do you think they've been undersalting the food in the canteen lately? The nights have gotten pretty cold, right? Oh, by the way, do you know that I'm an alien from the future?" "Are you alright? Lately it seems like you're upset with something." Senya's face showed a glimpse of interest. "But we don't know each other." "Yeah, sure, it's just that I saw you yesterday and thought I was getting more and more entangled in lies. The inability to tell the truth was driving me even further into autism and reducing my vocabulary. I saw you running through the camp yesterday too, but we still don't know each other." "Interesting, because we arrived today." "So, is he changing stuff by saying this?" "No, we don't, but I was told about you by Slavia, yeah? You're roommates with her, right?" "And what did she tell you?" Little by little, Senya was starting to emerge from her contemplative condition. "Nothing." I let out a helpless sigh and heavily sank into the chair near the door. Outside the window, the many-voiced birds were singing their songs, the crickets were chattering, somewhere water was splashing, and from far away was the perky sound of children laughing. But all of that was there, beyond the walls of the library. Inside of here are only the two of us, me and Senya. Or to be more precise, a girl who looks like Senya. Wait, a girl who looks... What do you mean? There was no fear, but rather wonder. Let's assume that I'm not me. Who are you then? For a second I even felt insulted that she doesn't know who I am. Why me? Oh, that me, that one. Yes, that guy. Pioneers of many worlds have told legends about me. But this specific Senya is in this world that seemed to not give a damn about who I am and what I'm doing here, and our conversation that seemed to have started to interest her has turned into useless chatter. Who do I look like? Senya swept her eyes over me. Senya swept her eyes over me. A pioneer? Yeah, sure, a pioneer. That's logical. Nice joke. I grinned strenuously. I wasn't joking. It's just that I look like myself and you don't. I don't look like myself. You don't look like yourself. God! The final assault has begun. In what sense? She marveled. In the sense that you're not Senya. No. No, I mean you're not the local librarian. Who am I then? She moved her eyes to the side as if looking for something on the bookshelves. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Is this another joke? Joke? Well, you know, everyone knows already. She got embarrassed and blushed. No, I don't. With a thumbstick on my chair, I left to get the book, and while I was looking for it, Alyssa... Senya stared down at the floor, tears filling her eyes. No, I haven't heard about anything like that. Though, if you think about it, something like that was happening in the previous times. Alyssa decided to play a prank. It's just that I paid absolutely no attention to it then. And Senya reacted differently too, I think. Alyssa. Oh, a new memory. Okay, so these are memories. Get off me! The pioneer girl mumbled while buttoning her shirt, her tongue barely moving. Her tongue barely moving? Did you drug her? What does that mean? The cybernetics club was bathed in the bright moonlight. On the table was lying an empty bottle with a tidal lake of vodka spilled around it. My cheek was burning and the head was spinning so hard I couldn't even understand why exactly, but hardly because of the alcohol alone. If you thought that I'm like that, then you can go to hell. The girl's fingers were listening to her. The bottom was jumping back and forth but refused to go to its prescribed place. Yeah? I lost my temper, grabbed the pioneer by the hand, suppressed her against the table and tore her shirt open with my teeth. Like what then? Like what are you then? I'm asking you. That's not a rhetorical question. Answer me. I didn't want to change anything. It all suited me. I was living my accustomed life in my accustomed world doing what I wanted. Why the hell would I need this novelty? You want this, I know. To go swill vodka with a stranger with 5 minutes after you meet him? Not like that, are you? To hell with all of you. Make everything how it was. Some of these sentences don't make sense to me. I don't understand how I'm supposed to read them. I was losing control over myself, the situation, the world itself. Let go! It hurts! The girl was crying. But I was holding her firmly, and in a minute she went limp and closed her eyes, with only occasional hot and salty tears falling from them. Now see? That's much better. I was roughly feeling her up everywhere, breathing rapidly and loudly at that. Because you are mine. Because you are all mine. This whole world is mine. But the girl wasn't resisting, and I suddenly lost interest and felt disgust. And I don't need you. There are better ones here. I let her go and slid down to the floor, exhausted. That was a weird animation. The pioneer didn't move, only continued to sob quietly. I can have any girl here. Any, you hear me? And then I'll take the meat cleaver and... You think that didn't happen before? I was shouting. You think you can tell me what to do? This is my world, you hear me? Mine. You all don't even exist. I'm talking to myself. Stop whining. I lost the last bits of control over myself, jumped up and leaned all my weight on the girl. She seemed to be close to be fainting already. I bent forward and whispered into her ear. You know what I've been doing with you so many times. Wanna listen? Oh no. Listen now and I'll tell you. Suddenly I panicked. It has been an infinitely long time since the very beginning, but every second of it I've been living. Was aware of myself as a person, was controlling the situation in this world, and many before it. And for the first time I got the feeling that I'm disappearing, that in a moment's time I'll be gone. How can that be? It's me, don't you see? Don't you remember? You're a weakling. The girl's whisper reached me as if from another world. A pathetic weakling, a nobody. I would feel pity, but you can't pity an empty place. I jumped back from her in terror. On the pioneer's face was frozen a grimace of disgust, the tears disappearing as if they'd never been there. She got up from the table, took a couple of steps towards me and stopped. Okay. Oh. This is cute! Why are we flip-flopping between super nice stuff and super weird, super evil stuff? This is so cute! Why are you telling me all this? Senya asked lazily, turning a page over. Ripples were running across the water. Above us were swaying the leaves of a birch, with bright beams of the tiring midday sun shining through them. The birds were singing loudly in the grove, and the small bugs hiding in the tall grass were busily jumping on my legs. Well, why are you reading that book? Don't tell me that's the first time. I like to. See, you like to narrate and I like to read. On the other shore, on the beach, pioneers were frolicking. Olga Dmitrievna was running after Uliana, and in the middle of the river I distinguished Slavia's gold-colored head. Could she be swimming here? So what? What? What happened next? I thought you weren't interested. You are, though. Senya smiled. Oh, that was also a memory, I think. No, we're going back here. But I just cracked it because the Semyon we played previously has left this world, this dream. Everyone else is just an NPC. They are not characters anymore. Or rather, they have become characters. So that is what he meant when he said, "You're not my Senya." Oh. Because they all disappeared when we left on the bus. She spat in my face and walked outside, shutting the door loudly after herself. And I was left standing there. What? Is this it? The end? At some point I was waiting for it, maybe even with impatience. But it was so long ago that already I don't even remember. And what now? These dolls, these soulless dolls, destroyed my world that I've been building my whole life. Just like that, in one day's time. I ran my hand over my cheek and saw my fingers covered with something wet. The night had long descended upon the camp, hiding the local pioneers under its cover, hiding their malice and willingness. And I was just sitting in the cybernetics club, my arms folded around my knees, slowly rocking from side to side. Okay, he's having like a panic attack or something. Maybe that pioneer girl will come back now. After all, she could humiliate me much more strongly. Or even do something worse. But time was passing by and it was only the singing of the night birds and chirping of the crickets getting quieter. And dawn is near too. The camp will wake up then and start living its life that had suddenly become so unfamiliar to me. Well, whatever. To hell with it. I got to my feet with some difficulty and looked at the empty bottle of vodka lying on the table. It would be nice to pass out now and wake up tomorrow as if nothing happened. Forget about today. Appear in a world I'm used to where the pioneer's behavior is familiar and predictable. And it all started with that little girl. She never cried before. Or maybe she did and I just never paid attention. Even if that's true, so what? What? Become a weakling? Feel sorry for the little shit? Go down to their level even? No, I have to pull myself together. Okay, so this is... It's getting difficult to keep track of what is and what isn't a memory. Because it's not flashing forward in time or something like that. He's going back and forth in memory. I left the cybernetics club, slamming the door loudly and breathing in the fresh night air. Strange. It didn't even feel as artificial as usual. So where should I go? I guess catching up to that pioneer girl and getting a revenge for the spit in the face would be worth it. I would have never forgiven such an insult before, and I won't forgive it now. There wasn't even a single living soul in the square aside from a pioneer sitting on a bench. That's Lena, and she doesn't show up until day 2 or 3, I believe. That was a thing, right? I paid no attention to him at first. Him? Okay, it's not Lena. Who knows how many retards as well here, but he called out to me. Hey, Semyon. Who the hell are you calling Semyon, damn you? I hissed under my breath. But the pioneer wasn't calming down. He must be looking for someone. But she didn't go that way. I froze in place, but immediately turned around and quickly walked up to him. So you saw her? Of course I did. A disgusting smile appeared on his face, a grin even, a savage one, expressing only one superiority over their opponents. Spill it out then. We're not playing a guessing game here. Wait, what are you in such a rush for? Sit down. Let's talk calmly for a start. I have nothing to talk to you about. The pioneer thought for a moment, then rummaged in the pockets of his shirt, took out a pack of Cosmos and held it out to me. Want some? This. Where did you get this? I don't remember regular pioneers having cigarettes. Oh, so you think you're the only one. Although so much has happened in the last 24 hours that has never happened before. I slowly drew out one cigarette and gave the pack back to the strange pioneer. He turned it around in his hands for a while and then tossed back to me. Nah, take it. I quit. Now that filthy smile again. To hell with it though. I need to catch that insolent bitch. So, tell me where she went. Why do you need that poor girl? She's insignificantly small in the scale of the universe and maybe doesn't even exist in this one. He thought for a moment, then continued. Same goes for you. Are you sure you exist? And even if so, that your existence here and now is the real one? Maybe you really existed before and now you don't. Or you will exist in the future and the moment is just a doll standing before me. And at the moment, the word doll fired painfully in my head, as if a .45 caliber Colt blew my brains out, splattering the contents of the brain pan over the area. Yeah, and it's Slavia's turn to clean tomorrow. I involuntarily smirked inside. Who are you? The insolent girl that spat in my face had long flown out of my head together with my brain. Who are you? I'm asking you! I grabbed him by the neckerchief and jerked him towards me with such strength that the damn red rag groaned and almost tore. But the pioneer only smiled. Calm down. Don't worry that much. It's impossible to die here. You should know. You've done that hundreds of times. I jumped back from him in terror. This phrase? I've certainly heard it before. Oh, have you said it before? That's fun. No, not even that. I've been saying it myself. So you have met others, but you don't remember it. So this is your past self. And you were talking to your future self, in a sense. A long time ago, in my previous one of my previous lives. Because you are Semyon. And I'm Semyon, because you are me. Oh, interesting. The bench and the Pioneer abruptly zoomed 100 meters away from me. As if I was falling from a roller coaster, only his disgusted grin remained before my eyes. And then the world around was covered in darkness. Huh. Oh! No, this is not... The red flash is not different lives, is it? Well, it is a memory, but we're not going into a new cycle, are we? No, this is him reminiscing. Yeah. Well, and then I disappeared. Just like that. Senya kept her eyes fixed on the book, but the story seemed to start to interest her. Why not? A timely departure is a great skill, you know. And I'm a master of it, if anything. Yeah, you're a master of everything. She put the book down and hugged me. Slavia, who was clearly swimming in our direction, seemed to notice it and turn around towards the beach. Wait, I didn't even get to the main part. You're not here, after all. I shyly turned away from her. Senya clearly didn't like that and moved away from me. I'm tired of these stories of yours. They're always all the one and the same. Let me tell you mine for a change. And what about, I wonder? Like how I got here, for example. I've heard it 100 times already. And I've heard yours 200. For Senya, Sovyonok didn't start with our meeting and the checklist. Because I always have, and will have my first day of the session after she has already spent a week in the camp. Huh. You know that feeling when the time has stopped? When you can't die, even if you really want to? Well, yeah, like here, in this camp. No, it was always easy for me here. People behave more honestly, properly. No one really bullies anyone. It's none of, at the very least, the malice that was everywhere then, before. You remember? I didn't answer. So is she also trapped here? That could have changed the entire game. I can just read books, talk to people, someone needs me, someone considers me a friend, I have responsibilities. It seemed like Senya was ready to burst into tears. Alright. Why am I getting... Anyway, this is one time I just woke up because of the excessive shaking of the 410 bus. Have you ever taken that bus? I nodded. Well, I never did. We don't even have a bus router with the 3 digits in our town. Huh. I didn't really understand what had happened yet, and the girl sitting near me says to me, "Hi, my name is Slavia." Slavia? What Slavia? Slavia who? Of course, I was confused, but tried not to show it. Then we arrived at the camp and the things started to get stirred up. And then it happened again. And then again. Senya sighed. So she is stuck in the loop too? Yes. Because all the other girls were stuck in this loop too. And it was possible to go into each other's dreams and loops. But for some reason, Senya is never someone we visit in the main game. And I've seen you many times. Yugoslavia, Alyssa, Lena. She quietly gritted her teeth. But that wasn't me. We've been over that 100 times already. And now you're starting again. You, not you. You're all like peas in a pod. I was at your camp too, right? But she was not at all like the real me. Exactly. Yeah. God damn. So she got out. She got out when I woke up. Most likely. Exactly. Distinguishing the original from the fake is not as hard as you think. Yes, because the fakes get renewed every time and the originals stay. So this is a memory then, not the other ones. Everything with Senya is more or less a memory. Because we are remembering the time when she was real, and now she's a doll. She's an NPC. I am starting to piece the puzzle together again. It's not like that at all. As if you know everything. What does it matter? I hide Senya tight and close my eyes. Now back to present day time, whatever. I woke up covered in sweat, my heart beating like mad. The rising sun was unbearably hot, though it was no later than 6 or 7 a.m. by the looks of it. What the hell happened to me? The sinister pioneer. What was that? Maybe it was just a dream, a hallucination. Right now, I'm ready to believe in that. In anything at all. Someone was slowly walking towards me across the square. I stared and recognized the camp leader. "So you're at it again," she said threateningly, leaning over me. That made me get up from the bench and make a step back. And here I thought yesterday was just a misunderstanding, and you, I'm just speechless. To do something like that to a girl. What is she even talking about? What girl? What does she need from me, damn it? At least the camp leader looked like usual. That calmed me down a little. "So, answer me now. You think you'll just get away with it this time? I'll call the police. I'll even take it to the secretary of all the Union Komsomol organization." She was puffing so much she even went red and started to pant. "In my camp! You!" In general, this behavior from the camp leader didn't surprise me one bit. But I felt uneasy because my mind was still returning to the events of the past night, leaving a depressing, painful feeling close to embarrassment about something done while in a drunken haze. The strangest thing wasn't that I didn't care about the camp leader shouting aloud a mere meter away from me. "Shut up already, okay? I'm shouting like there's a fire. What do you even know about problems? You think you got a problem here? Oh, a pioneer was almost raped. What a disaster!" I grit my teeth and cast a menacing look at the camp leader, then that sent a flicker of fear across her face. "How about I tell you about real problems, not those in your little imaginary world? Though, just go to hell. You're just a waste of time. On the other hand, I always have more than enough of that time." A frightful thought suddenly flashed through my head. What if everything will always be like this now? What if I lose control of this world forever? Any pioneer girl will be able to spit in my face at will, and the camp leader will get to lecture me like electronic. But that's worse than death. Anyway, I gotta go. I flung at the camp leader, who still hadn't recovered from shock, and went to wherever my legs would carry me. But really, what is death for me personally? It seems like I've long since ceased to understand every concept of that idea. Because if I can disappear, if I'm destined to live through the very same week in this damn camp time and time again, then maybe death is losing myself. Losing my power over the world, having uncertainty ahead. But that's even worse than the fate of any regular human. The life is a game with an unhappy ending and with no ability to save your progress. My life is a game with no ending, with the ability to save. What would they call such a life? If only I could remember how it was. To be a regular man. They would probably call this hell. And this particular cycle, where even the soulless dolls humiliate me, is its last circle. I was ready to lose my mind, if only I could. All the thoughts I've been diligently driving away from myself suddenly surged with a new strength, returning long-forgotten feelings. And who turned out to be right in the end? I was always convincing myself that I am right, not them, because I am alive and they disappear while chasing empty illusions. But they disappear and I stayed. And who got the better part of it in the end? And already a familiar snicker sounded nearby. Looks like you understood something today. I know who you are. My voice sounded calm, but the heart was beating madly like never before. Oh really? It'd be interesting to hear. You're the same as me, a pioneer but from another cycle. But didn't you always think that the others were no more after Semyon drove off on the bus that time? You thought that you were alone now in all these endless camps. I could be wrong. As hard as it was for me to admit it, that possibility existed. You? Wrong? Why, that cannot be! Whatever. What do you need? Did you just come to mock me for what I've been doing before? You're saying that as if you feel guilty. I don't feel guilty, and anyway, that's none of your business. Just answer the question. Well, maybe you're right. The pioneer thought for a moment. Though it is a sin to laugh at the miserable. I suddenly felt a distinct desire to punch that disgusting smile off his face. After all, am I a trembling creature, or do I have the right? Who allowed him to impose his ways in my world? Get lost! Oh, we did shove him. I shouted, jumped up and swung my fist at him as hard as I could. But my hand just flew through a haze that disappeared in the air and I lost my balance, painfully falling to the ground. When the pain abated a bit, I felt as if someone was standing nearby. And indeed, from the bushes was peeping a sassy little pioneer girl. You got what you deserved. She stuck her tongue out. Guess you're not as brave with your peers. Oh, you. I was so unexpected that I even forgot what I wanted to say. Doesn't it surprise you at all that the man is solid in thin air right in front of you? Well, things happen. Maybe it's some trick. It doesn't matter anyways. You got what you had coming. Not wanting to put up with these insults any longer, I abruptly jumped up and rushed at her. But the girl was skillfully running through the trees while I had to spend precious seconds dodging the branches that slashed at my face, hillocks sticking out as well as invisible gullies. Earning a couple of bumps and scratching my hands bloody, I finally caught her at the square. What? Not so fast after all, are you? That's not as easy as running from some half-wits. Let go of me! Get off! The pioneer girl was crying. Yeah, he's beating her up. Suddenly I felt a strong... Okay, no, someone is beating me up. Suddenly I felt a strong blow to my back. Everything swam before my eyes and the ground came at me with tremendous speed. So, you're into children too? Yeah, it's Alyssa. That's it! Get him! A blow to the belly. I instinctively covered my head with my arms. Not so cool now, are you? Another hit. This makes me think of... I don't remember what movie it is. Maybe Death Proof? I think so. Where at the very end all the girls are beating the crap out of their kidnapper. Or attempted murderer. Another hit. By the point I was ready to lose consciousness, but gathering last bits of strength, I raised myself onto my elbows and rolled several meters to the side. Blood was flowing into my eyes, turning the crowd of pioneers beating me up into a continuous red haze. This is, of course, not the best educational method, but quite an effective one, I think. Oh shit, even the camp leader's in on it. From who the hell knows where came the camp leader's voice. What are you doing? Enough! Remembering a better time. Back on the roof of the library. Or the canteen, perhaps. Did you read Don Quixote? Quixote. Sandy was sitting near me, merrily swinging her feet. Yeah, but I hardly remember what it was about by now. Windmills. All of your stories are like fights with windmills. What mills? Please. And even if there is no mills, you will surely build one because you have to fight something. You're saying that as if I'm some kind of masochist. Aren't you? She smiled slyly. Senya, what would I do without her? Sometimes I thought that everything that happened with me in this camp wasn't that bad if this reward was waiting for me at the end. I pulled her to myself and kissed her. Wait, what if someone sees? Senya blushed and resisted, but more for show if anything. It doesn't concern you often. No, but anyway, where was I? The windmills? Yeah, I mean no. I meant that you can still settle down. Like if you hadn't ridden that bus that time like all the normal people. And I wouldn't have met you. As if you've been meeting me before. Always Slavia, Alyssa, Lena. She griped. See, that means I've done everything right. To hell with you. Alpha male with a harem, my foot. Let's stop talking about the past. We got a whole life ahead of us. Hey, you alive? But that will be the end of today's episode. Yeah, we got our entire shit beaten out of us. But yeah, that's what happens when you are this bad. When even the camp leaders think this is the right thing to do, you know? It's not right, but it's efficient, you know? And all because we can't handle the fact that Senya is no longer here. Or at least that is what it seems to be the case. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you, Joseph, for donating directly to my Coffee page. If you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.